Hi everyone, we're live. Hello and hello, Nick. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Yes, you look great. I was just saying before, I love that picture, that 3D painting behind you. It's stunning. Beautiful colours, yeah, and vibrations. So, yay. And Jasper wants to say hello to everybody. So he's having a giggle. So there's obviously something he might have a chat about today. But yeah, welcome. And of course, remember this was the week where we were all going to have an attempt at connecting in the ethers through our dreams with our beautiful, beautiful Dream Team family. So who's on? I've got Kathleen on. Hi, Kathleen, and thank you. I'll put that up so you can read this one, Nick.
Hi everyone. Great to see you all again. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm excited to share some of my information that I've also had delivered to me this week. So Kathleen B is saying, hello Marie, Nick and Jasper and fellow dreamers. I meditated before bed about meeting you all last night, but only thing I remember is playing a board game with my daughter right before I woke up.
Isn't that interesting? So, what do you get from that, Nick, intuitively?
Well, we are in a game, and sometimes we don't know what the outcome's going to be because there's so many different personalities and we've all got different essences that come into it. So, but I love the fact that you've embraced that in a child as well with playing a game, and with your daughter again, it's tapping into that childlike way. I don't know. What do you think, Marie?
Yeah, and sometimes too, it's just remembering that aspect of the dream is enough. Because I just intuitively I'm feeling that there's something else that went on before that. So it's like you were there, you were focused on the game with your daughter, which is your feminine side, your intuition, that beautiful, as Nick said, that beautiful inner child. So yeah, I'll tell you in a minute as well what I went through, and what Nick went through, which was really interesting. So, and Marie's on. Hi, Marie. Nice to see you here. So, yeah. So what was I going to say? So yeah. So Nick and I were talking actually before we started, and it's interesting because Nick's right. She was saying that everyone has their own interpretation. So when we do interpret dreams, you need to take from it what's right for you and trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your own soul's messages about what your dream is telling you. Because we're all so unique, we're so different. And I loved, Nick, how you said, I taste food differently to someone else. I see colors differently, and it's true. So you have to really start to trust, and I think that's a really important aspect of this gathering, is that people really start to trust their own symbology, their own archetypes, because that's the whole point. And that's why I love it when people send me a dream or put a dream up, but then they also have their own comment under it, so to say, well, this is what actually came through for me. So yeah.
And don't feel like you're being judged.
No.
I mean, this is what we're trying to move away from, is that the judgment's just your only self, judging yourself. I mean, no one else is here to judge you. If they do, that's for them. So give it a go. Just trust yourself. You've got everything you need already. It's just inside there waiting to come out.
It's so true. And it's funny because the best thing about dreams is that they can be crazy, and people don't think we're crazy. We have a crazy dream. But it helps to be crazy. So so it's really good actually. You can sort of go, oh, they had this crazy weird dream, and people don't judge you for that. It's like it's just a dream, supposedly. So okay. Okay, so let's have a little look at Marie's.
So Marie said, I woke up knowing I was saved, but would have died in an accident with my sister. I jumped as we went around a truck. I felt something which caused my sister to look and swerve the car. So the other car hit tyre more than my passenger side.
Wow.
Was there anything before that dream, or was that where she came into the dream?
No, Marie just said hi everyone, and then she came in with the dream. So Marie, can you just confirm for us that was actually? Did you have an intention of connecting with the soul before you went to sleep, or was this just a dream that you woke up with? Was it recent? Just let us know in the comments. So yeah, but that's a really interesting dream, and just straight away though, looking at it, if knowing you were saved but would have been died in an accident with my sister, and your sister, which to me is the feminine aspect of yourself, which is your intuition, which is your very creative side as well, is what saved you. But you weren't driving, it was your sister that was driving the car. So the car is our own life, the car is our potential in life. Okay, so
we really had an accident several years ago, this in real life, but did not think about it for years. That's what I was thinking, that this is something similar to what happened in real life.
Yeah, and when it comes up as well, it's is it a trauma that has been actually left in the psyche from it? Yes. What do you think, Nick?
I think it's about letting go of something for sure. Yeah. Interesting enough, I had a very similar experience as a child. My sister used to always remind me about this. It was a bus, and we weren't in a car, but the bus had come, and I was between two buses, and she grabbed me and pulled me back. And I often reflect on that now, of what that actually meant in real life and what that was all about. And it's about knowing that sometimes you might not feel safe up here, but there's something bigger that's protecting us.
Correct. I agree. And I'm just going to look up the tire. Well, the tire is what help things go around. But I'm going to look up tire, because that's really standing out for me as well. See if it's in that book. Remember our beautiful book, Betty Bethard's A Dream Book. Nick, do you want to tell people what happened?
I'll show you. This has just arrived for me this week in the mail. I've got an updated version, which has got an extra chapter with 450 new dream symbols in it.
No.
Some really weird ones too.
No, I have Dream Book Envy. Oh, that's crazy, really. And so has she slotted them into alphabetical order with the rest of them, or is it something?
No, she's just done a completely separate chapter at the back with words, I guess. Some I thought would have already been in here. But the one thing I did notice about this is that in the dream book, if you look at the numbers here of how many dream symbols she's got and how many new ones she's got, it adds up to 9. Oh. And 9 to me is all about this sense of completion. It's an ending, getting ready for a new beginning.
Yeah.
And that really struck me straight away about this book.
Beautifully said, beautifully done. So tires are mobilization. So if you have a flat tire, you're out of balance, pump up your energy. But I feel it's almost like mobilizing. So you're moving forward, but you're going to be safe. And I'm just going to pull some cards for you as well on this one, Marie. But I feel just intuitively I'm getting that, as Nick said, by letting go of this trauma, it's almost like you can relax a little bit. Like holding that sort of trauma or energy can take a lot of energy. It's almost like this is going to allow you to actually move forward. So if you've got some plans or things you want to do, this could have been stopping you. Yeah, 7 of Cups, I love it. This card to me is an emotional chaos. There's sort of unknown things. It's not quite sure which what to do with them, which way to go. Yeah, so that 7 of Cups, when it comes up, it tells me there's something that's definitely in there that's emotionally caused some trauma, or they haven't got the clarity. Temperance, this is beautiful. Temperance card, this is about patience, it's about change, but it's about knowing that your emotional state is what you need to be mindful of. So that's real. This is perfect for what the dream was about. So Nick, I think you were spot on with that one. Oh my gosh, the sun, I love it. So this is beautiful. What a beautiful outcome after this release. So I would actually do some more work with this, Marie, and I would actually drop in, meditate, ask that aspect of you, and it could have been just even from that age, ask that aspect of you to come forward and talk to it and own it and love it and thank it. And I feel that you're going to feel a lot lighter, and you're actually going to feel like it's safe to play again, because sometimes it really does hold us down when we've got that fear or that fight reaction. So they're beautiful cards to get from that.
Marie, I just felt that come out of me then too. It was like that similar feeling of me in that energy, and also that love for a sister that's there to experience it with you, and in that sense of protection. So
completely, I know. And I'm getting goosebumps. So Marie, thank you for sharing this, because I think we all have at some level within our psyche or deep within our subconscious, there's some trauma from a shock or something that we don't even know that's there. And So as we talk about this and as we actually drop into that place of contemplation, that can be released. As you know, gosh, as Nick said, we can release it just by being around someone that's been through that and released it as well. So this is beautiful. This is why I love this group, because it's sharing and it's really allowing a new sense of self to come through just from something like this. So thanks, Marie. That's really
Thanks,
cool.
Marie, too, because that helped me.
Yeah.
It was a subtle thing that just bubbled up and boop, off it went.
That's it. And we don't even know sometimes. So, yeah, that's awesome. So Lady Hawk's on, Angel Laurie's on, Triton's on. Hi, guys. Nice to see you. So when we first were starting, we were saying it, remember last night, sorry, I've got a truck going past. Last night the last few nights, just to have the intention of us all connecting in the ethers as we slept. So if anyone can have an experience, I think Kathleen B put up that she had a dream that her daughter and her were playing a game. That's all she remembered, a board game. But intuitively, I was feeling something else had gone on before that, and that could have been to bring her back into this realm as well. So if you've had an experience with that, trying to do that, let us know. So, but meanwhile, Nick, can you describe what happened for you? Can you say how you started it and what you did before you went to bed, etc., etc.?
Yeah, I was hoping. I have set intention for the last couple of nights, like getting it ready, and I thought, no, tonight's the night. So I went to bed last night with the intention of gathering all about the Dream Team Soul group on the chat, and Marie, and Sarah, and Zan, anyone that wanted to join in that wasn't even here, that was like going to slip in the back door, and I just put, as Jasper recommended last week, to bring in this white light. So I brought everyone that was sitting there in, and we were in a big white light circle, like a ring, and we all put our hand out into the middle of this, joining sort of into the center, and then there was some white light coming up out of the center, and in the center I saw, the only thing I can imagine was a rune. I saw it as a rune, and I said to Marie earlier, I don't know what runes really mean. I love looking at the symbology. So I looked that one up, and the image I saw was like a star, not a perfect star though, and it was a combination or a blend of a cross and a line going up. And the cross represents divine interaction, and I love that. And it also, the word means gift, and the line going up in a rune represents cosmic coherence, which also is ice. So,
and for people who don't know what runes are, do you want to do a quick explanation, or do you know the history of runes, where they came from?
I know a little bit. You probably know more than I do, though, Marie.
Yes. So, but it was like we do cards and things, but they had a meaning, and so they would throw rune stones, and the meaning would come up, and that would give them some guidance. And this was from way back, like I think even before Celtic, way back before the Druids and things. So runes have been around for a long time. So that's amazing. And then what happened with it?
Yes. So I was also, during all of that time, I was seeing lavender. Like I was getting this purple color, but then I got another quick image of the actual plant lavender, and I thought, oh no, it's not purple, it's lavender. They're trying to tell me lavender, and lavender is all about wisdom. The purple, the understanding of it, wisdom and knowledge, because it's up here. It sits up around my crown. And I'm having a lot of dreams about the crown lately too, and anything connected to it. So and also a bit of divine protection, I felt. So in that group, I was feeling that we were connecting. We weren't trying to get a message across, about one specific thing, but we were trying to connect on a higher level. Our souls were connecting, and it was like the starting point. Yes, this is all about coherence and joining together and becoming one. But off to the left, I got a really strong energy, which was Dennis. And I don't think but I'm sure we'll look at it later. And Dennis was just this beautiful energy, and because he's on the left, that left side is to me extending, it's bringing in, and he was bringing in love and really great energy and just holding that space in that circle. So thank you, Dennis, for doing that. And I did later on laugh about it, because I thought about the ice is part of the rune, that's the meaning of the line, And I thought, I remembered always Dennis talks about, his ice cream. And I thought, and then I also had a dream that same night about a cream wedding. And it was just like, ice cream, Dennis, thank you. You're loud and clear.
Like a jigsaw puzzle, putting it together.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I think there might be more to come with that.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. And I mean, we can always, if we feel like we need some support in whatever, we can always do that. We can go into the ethers and ask, for what it is we need. And if it means meeting up with like-minded, beautiful souls, soul family, then that's what you get. It's that simple. That's how powerful we are. So yeah, thank you. So we've got Lady Hawk on as well. Hello. And so what happened for me, it was interesting because I had the intention. I actually had the intention the last few nights, but yeah. So last night, because we've only been awake for 3-4 hours. So for us, it was like this morning when I actually had it. But I just knew in this dream after I'd connected in, and I was asleep. I actually knew in this dream there was people with me in a room or in a circle, whatever, and they were wearing colours. For me, I can remember they were wearing bright colours as clothes. And I went, oh, that's interesting. And we were interacting. But then, of course, my beautiful cat Clive wakes me up every morning. So I don't have that same time frame to be able to remember things clearly. And so, but as he was waking me, I came out and I knew I was in white light. I could feel it. And I see these like, what is it? Sacred geometry. I was seeing shapes and geometry through the light. And I went, that's right. We've all been together. I knew it. So as I woke up, I was in that light that Nick was talking about, which is really interesting. So yeah, so for me, it wasn't anything specific, but I just knew we were all together, and I knew we were in a realm, and there was a lot of light. So it was a high frequency, which is really nice to know. So yeah, so that was my experience. It wasn't as amazing as Nick's, but I just knew. So yeah.
And
so if anyone else,
Marie, when you have those sort of dreams, or people say, "Oh, I don't remember the dream," or I would have loved to have been like. I mean, I've had that feeling too. But then if I get the information, even through the chat, I look for signs during the day. Yes. I ask, can you show me something that might have shown me that I was connecting, even though I can't remember what it was? And that helps tuning in as well.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. And actually, I did that this morning when I first sat down on the computer to get everything set up. I was going, okay, I want some signs today. I want some signs to just show me what actually went on when we were all together, And I just have, I have a feeling there was some healing that went on for all of us as well, because, guys, we're powerful and we're open and we have big hearts, and I can feel it. I don't know about you, but I can feel it as I'm saying this, that I feel that there was definitely some beautiful healing that went on, because when you actively have an intention like that coming together, then our soul goes, great. Now we can make the most of this. They've given us permission. This is actually something that we can work with. So yeah, so that's my feeling. So yeah,
really beneficial.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see. So guys, even if you forgot and didn't have the intention, you would have been there at some level, because we talked about it and you've probably had a thought about it. So even exactly what Nick was saying, which I think is fantastic, just ask for some signs through the day and just see if you can get any sort of signs, about what is right for you and maybe what you got out of it. Because you would have been in the ethers with us, unless you went, no, I don't want to go there. You would have just popped on in. I'm going to put some cards on that just to see if we can get a little. What was that? Okay. Do you want to read that?
Kathleen B's just put up a comment. Yeah, wow, this is interesting, because I'm remembering I was playing this board game in a very bright room and there were people on the other side of the room.
I'm getting goosebumps, Kathleen.
Kathleen, so mine was runes.
Runes, yeah, because you had the runes. Kathleen's got the board game. So it's showing us we can have, guidance or strategic moves, because this is a game. We know that. So definitely. And as we were saying before, everyone has their own archetype, their own symbolism to show them something. So, but it's funny, isn't it? As we talk about it, more and more can maybe be revealed for each of us about, what happened as well. So, okay. Oh my gosh. we got a big fat yes. That's the Ace of
Uh-huh.
Wands. I was asking, is what we're talking about, is everything, and that's the action card. So that's a really positive yes, the action we've taken. So yeah, but the energy, even just talking about it, is just beautiful, and it's subtle, but it's beautiful. Six of Wands, that's a victory card. Yeah. So whatever we're talking about, whatever happened for us, it did actually happen. So yeah, I mean, it's just really nice just to have something like, oh my gosh, the Magician. And look what he's got there on his table. He's got all of his strategy. He's got his cup, he's got his pentacle, he's got his sword, and it's bringing, to me, this is bringing heaven to earth as well. So, I mean, those pretty amazing cards to get on when we're talking about doing this. Yeah. So, wow. So that's great. So so guys, you don't have to stop. Like I said, if you feel you want some support or you're feeling flat or whatever, just ask and go into that beautiful realm. Because I knew it was so light, and I remember that when I woke up, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's light. We've been in that beautiful light." So yeah, so just
and it felt clean.
Yeah,
sorry, there's a bit of a lag, I think. Yeah, it felt really clean and pure and comforting and safe, and there was just nothing external that was affecting us. It was just about being together. And I thought, wow, if this is where the future's heading, this what a world. It's going to be great.
Exactly. And and I think too with dreams, the beautiful thing is if you're left with that feeling of them, tap back into it during the day. If you're feeling a little bit frazzled or whatever, just and drop into it, because it's there, it's within us. So yeah. So wow. So thank you. So guys, keep putting up if you remember anything or whatever. Keep popping it up. So yeah, and we'll go back because I had a couple of dreams sent in to me. So Angel Laurie sent hers in first. So I had to, Angel Laurie, sorry, I had to compact this a little bit. So if you feel there was anything important left out, just pop it in the comments.
Okay, there was 4 of us, ages up to 21, exploring a large place with lots of doors, then realised we couldn't get out. Huge pale green amoeba in a glass of the windows. Then we tried to escape this amoeba, which came out and scared us. I locked the doors at the back, and then we got out, and there was chaos. Cars crashed, boy 3 to 4 years old dead, a girl of 5 just concerned with doing her TikTok. Then, back in an office setting, there were where a new recruit had joined us, and we were telling him about our misadventure. Well, that's an adventure.
That's an adventure. I agree. So I wonder, and so Angel Laurie, no, you sent this to me, I think, on Saturday. So, but I wonder, was this? Did you have an intention of us all joining up, which would be interesting as well? So, the first thing I got was there's 4 of you. That's a foundation. So there's 4 creating this foundation. So, and age is up to 21. And I remember you were saying in the email that there was some bumbling young, there was an adolescent, there was different ages. So yeah. So what are you getting with the ages? Because I think they're significant, Nick. What do you think?
Yeah, certainly I got the grounding feeling of the 4, as in a point where you need to rise up from. But yeah, I'm sort of my head's already gone to other parts of this, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would like to know what Angel Laurie got from it, though.
Yeah, exactly. So she's just popped a couple of things down the bottom, but Angel Laurie, give us a little bit of insight. I like people to actually have a little bit of an insight as well. So she just said, it was wild, and then okay. So Angel Laurie forgot to. That's okay, but maybe it was done, with all of us. And I was wondering, is there a connection here, so that we've had adventures before with each other in different realms?
Yeah, possibly.
So, and some of us from the chat, yeah. So yeah, I was getting that feeling too. That okay, this is connecting into some of the aspects. So
She said, I don't know if it seemed to be people on a mission.
Yeah, just on a mission. And it was interesting because the feeling I got as well was that this is almost like Earth is like a school. It's like a mission, right? You know,
Yeah.
things come up and we have to find our way out of situations and we have to trust who we're with or whatever. And so the fact that then you got a new recruit, to me, it was like, oh, maybe this was another a soul, being coming in for you to play with on Earth, on this crazy world. So let's pop it up again so that we can see.
So it was exploring a large place with lots of doors. So it's a building, I'm assuming here, which is huge potential. Then, if it's really large, it's you having big potential and opportunities, and then realised we couldn't get out. But you did get out.
Just took a little while, but it was interesting because with door, is spot on. It's an opportunity for self-discovery. If opened, walk through it. If closed, examine the fear or block that is limiting you from going forward. So, yeah. And the fact that you were actually guarding the rear and having to lock the doors so that amoeba didn't get through. And what's an amoeba? Now, that's really interesting. What does an amoeba mean to you, Angel Laurie? What does that actually mean to you? I just said she puts it up there, but yeah, so that to me was like, it's like making sure you're safe before you move forward is probably a big part of this as well. So Nick, what would an amoeba mean to you?
Well, I've got to say, if you don't actually know and you're still trying to sit with an understanding of it, pick up a dictionary. Even if just see what it says about that, and there might be something within that definition, because there's usually more than one. And see, well, I like this fourth one. This just sort of makes sense to me. Amoeba is a single cell, jelly-like, flaccid thing that moves, and it's sort of its own living thing. But it can form and create more and more and more and build on it to become a bigger organism. So, and the colour of it as well. I mean, the green to me is always about the heart chakra. And maybe being fluid. It's almost like the heart, in a sense, the physical heart, just, being ready and open to see what's going to come in, where is it going to go. That's just for me personally, with that feeling.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And Tridel said, yeah, green is the colour of healing. Absolutely. And so, again, and it's so interesting because, with that little trauma that I think it was Kathleen B. No, it was Marie was saying about the accident, that healing that happened. So it's interesting because there is this aspect of healing through this dream as well, Angel Laurie. So, okay, but Angel Laurie's put here. Do you want to read that one for me?
Yes, but the amoeba was weaponized from the military.
So remember, military can be our protection as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like bad or evil, because the police, the military, they're actually guards, they're guides. So yeah, and the green amoeba, like, it's a building block. It's the foundation again, because there was 4 people, remember? And so that's a foundation. So maybe this is a foundation for something new, but it's still a bit scary at the moment. But it's something that I feel like you've worked through it, or you're working through it, and you've now got a new recruit coming in to almost help you. Yeah. So yeah. So that's so yeah, anything else you want to add to that? Or Angel Laurie, anything else you want to add to that? Let's just do a card on that. Angel Laurie, you have the best dreams. You have the best out there dreams, and it can be in another realm too that we're experiencing this, and then bringing that experience back here into this realm. Remember, that's also. Yeah, so what I'm getting, because we've got our beautiful Page of Swords, so what I'm getting is that there's something within you that maybe it's like I would sit down and actually go inside and ask for some clarity on, because that Page of Swords tells me there's something you don't know about. There's something you've maybe misconstrued. And the 7 of Pentacles, and it could have happened a long time ago, because when we plant seeds and then they grow, and that's how we perceive it to be truth. So yeah, that's what I would do with that one. And yeah, that's just what I'm getting. 8 of Cups, and that's going to allow you to walk away from something that's not maybe serving you anymore on a deeper level. you'll get an aha moment, I feel, with it. So yeah, so there you go. So you're getting your messages, I tell you. So yeah.
Marie, can I just add something to that? You know, that whole concern you have about it might have been not a good feeling that you got from it. And like I said, it's never what we think first, what it is when we sit with it for a while. And sometimes our fear of what is in the unknown is what the key is like, what is that? What does that represent in me? Is there something in me that I'm still not ready to release or let go from, or just drop away? We have that power to let it just drop away. It's just a thought pattern. And maybe that's all it's doing, is showing you that.
I love it, because then the sun card came up for you as well. We got a theme today. So yeah, that's really beautiful. And as you were speaking, I always say, can we get some? So that actually makes a lot of sense. I love it. But it can happen in other realms to show us what we can do here in this realm as well. So they're all interwoven. So okay, so we'll go. I might just go to Lady Hawk's question before I go on to the next dream that came through.
So Lady Hawk has a question. When we dream, are we experiencing thoughts and emotions that we have that are in the etheric realm, which have manifested in our reality, and we are just trying them out in a non-physical way?
So that they haven't manifested? Yeah, that's a really good question, Lady Hawk. Lady Hawk, for you to have written that question, I think somewhere within you already have that knowledge and you have the answer to this.
Yeah.
And I actually agree with you. I think, if we don't need to experience something full on here, we can experience in the astral or in the etheric as well. So, I mean, I've experienced things in the etheric where I've been shown gifts and talents, and I could walk through walls, and I was telepathizing, and I knew exactly what it was I could do in my dream. But then I came back up and telepathized, but I haven't walked through a wall yet. So back here. So it was giving me the emotion and the feeling of it. So I sort of knew what it felt like. So, yeah. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, this is a really interesting one. I was like, my mind was just going everywhere with this one. I mean, yes and no. I think it varies. I think we can have any experience we set ourselves to have. The whole idea of us being in a physical body is to have that experience here and have those emotions. And I think sometimes our soul, or our higher selves, or whatever you want to call it, is trying to give us those experiences here. And I guess sometimes if we can't, or we're pushing back, or there's some block in us, that there's that opportunity through dreams or through the etheric that gives us a chance to have a go. Like, okay, is this something maybe then you want to experience in the 3D?
Yeah, that's exactly, I agree with that entirely. So, and we don't look, our soul doesn't sleep. So it can go off and have, lessons, like Angela was saying in her dream, she went back to a room, and it was like sounds like it was a place to learn and to go through and to talk about your misadventure, as you called it. So I feel that we can learn a lot as well through those realms. So that's true. So, but interesting, maple tree.
I accidentally met Angelina Jolie, nothing about an accidentally, while I was walking in a galactic city. I was walking, then I saw her aspect.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thing about famous people. We tend to attach a feeling with them, or our judgment of them, or a perspective of them. So, so that could have been an aspect of you, Maple Tree, that you were seeing in her, that you've popped onto her. And of course, like we said, it can be in other realms as well. It's completely. We are so completely able to go wherever we want to go, especially when we're asleep.
Oh, I know. Jumping through.
It's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, time traveling. Yeah, time interdimensional, definitely. So the people are talking about that. But Maple Tree, I do like this comment as well.
You experience your other selves, both bad and good.
And that's how we come to wisdom, is through experiencing this side and then experiencing that side and then going, well, that doesn't completely work and this doesn't completely work. So how do I come into the middle? I think my sister in this lifetime has given me that greatest gift. As souls, we chose to be complete opposites, like everything. And it's actually helped me to come back into more of a balance and to see how that, how it works when you actually do come more into a balance rather than being right off this end or whatever and that end. And the funny thing was, even though we fought like cat and dogs when we were kids, she actually really admired the aspects of me that she didn't have, and I actually really admired the aspects of her that she did have. Yeah, it was really fascinating as we've grown up and sort of looked at it all. So yeah, we do see both good and bad, or both aspects. So, and Angel Laurie, I will agree with you here.
Most are also rebels.
With that, yeah, absolutely. And I feel this is why maybe our souls were more awake, because we're imprinted with something different. And we are. They say, I think it's about 20 to 23% of the population have a natural rebellion within them to ask questions, and that goes against the matrix. So that goes against everything. So I feel that that's a lot of people that are more awake tend to have that aspect within them. So okay, all right. So let's just pop back to the next dream that I got sent in by Naomi, but we'll start with her comment.
So Naomi's comment was, there's a series of dreams that I've had that are starting to string together and bring forth synchronicities in my waking life, and are syncing with a current series I am watching on Netflix, but think I will save those for next time as they still unfolding. Oh, the anticipation.
All right. But it's so true, Naomi. I find that when I've asked a question about life or something that's going on, like I read a lot. So I'll just get drawn to read a book that I maybe wouldn't normally read. And I think, like, I've been reading a book, I've just finished it the last 2 days, and I just wanted to burst into tears the whole time. I was going, whoa, this is really helping me shift and heal something within my heart or within global consciousness even. It was really powerful. And same with Netflix. I often find I would have had a question or a thought, and then I get drawn to watch something, a series even. And then as I'm watching it, I go, oh, this is why I felt I had to watch this, because this is what it's showing me. So I love that. And I love that it then comes through in the dreams, so we can even experience it more or break it down and analyze it more. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that installment.
Me too.
Because I have that happen all the time, and it's great.
Really?
Yeah. Hey,
Right.
in real life, this is another one from Naomi, a friend and spiritual therapist shared that in these next couple of months, there is going to be a very special type of light coming in the morning that is supposed to be very activating, healing, more so than usual. Timing was key. I felt this intuitively, so that the very night, me being a night owl, decided to crack the blinds behind my bed that faced east so I could get in some of this light as I snooze. Then the dream.
So, yeah. So that's the background. I thought it was important to put that
Gotcha.
And it's so interesting because this morning when the cat woke me up, I have mine facing east. I have mine open a little bit too. And I looked out and it was actually sunrise. I could see the sunrise. So this is really interesting. So this is Naomi's dream.
Okay, the dream. I was outside near a hill talking with a new friend of mine named Dawn about how things are going to be coming together for me real soon. There was more to the conversation, but couldn't recall, but very positive. I woke up and saw the orange light of the morning sun peeking through my blinds, and I realised I was talking with Dawn at dawn. Must have been significant.
Don't you love that? So that's just the most beautiful message, Naomi, from your soul, from your beautiful divine self, God, whatever you want to call it, telling you, hey, yeah, there's a new dawn coming through for you. There's your new friend called Dawn. There's your new, horizons. It was so weird because when I looked this morning, it was literally an orange light coming up, and the sun was coming up. So that's fascinating. So yeah. So what are you getting with that one, Nick? What are you?
Oh, I just think there's a really good sense of humour here, and I think it's also having a bit of fun with yourself. You know, it's dawned on you about the dawn at the dawn. It's just, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
And as soon as I saw the name Dawn, I had a friend called Dawn. And then before that, you were talking about the healing light your other therapist friend had told you about. I went, oh, this is just going to be too funny. It's like the sense of humour is actually amazing when we're open to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so positive too. That's beautiful that you're speaking positively about your life in your dream, because that's what our subconscious is. Obviously, that subconscious of yours is actually knowing that, which is really powerful manifesting. So keep doing that sort of stuff. And we can all ask for that. We can all ask for these beautiful dreams that are encouraging and nurturing and knowing about how positive our life is. And a lot of that's gratitude as well. The more gratitude we have, the more of that we get.
Yeah,
So,
and I don't think our souls would be sending us, in all honesty, be sending us anything that is negative. I think because we feel so detached from it sometimes, all they're going to do is try to remind us about the things that we've got to be grateful for and we've got to look forward to, or that are happening to us. They're not going to be sending us messages that are meant to put us in anger or fear or all that sort of lower vibrational feelings. So just that's why I keep it very positive. All my dreams are really positive, even if there's something that seems negative. Now I switch it around. I think, oh, no, this is what it's meant to be.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And it's only often our trauma or our judgment or our perspective when we're releasing something that's like a nightmare or something we can't face. That's when it feels really bad because we've created this fear around it too. So, yeah, that's so true. So, but then interestingly, let's just pop this one up as well.
So Niobe has said, it could be fun to ask Jasper if he's able to pick up anything on this morning light.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it was fascinating because I do my sunning in the morning, but this morning I went to do it when I was outside and it was so bright. I don't know, does anyone else do sunning or work with the sun at all? If you do, let us know. Do you do any of that, Nick, or is that not something
Yeah, we have glass that goes all the way around in our bedroom, so you can't really escape it, but we do have trees that hide it. It's cloudy today, but so I can wake up and just stare straight out into it, and then you get up, step outside and just do it a bit more. And even if you close your eyes in the middle of the day, if you can't do it, if you're not an early riser, or do it late in the afternoon when the sun's setting. Yeah, and I love it because it's like what happens when you go to sleep. I tune into this part of, my third eye here, and it's the sun is just hitting it straight on when you close your eyes. It's not, you're not feeling it anywhere else. That's where you're feeling it, right there, through closed eyes even.
Yeah, absolutely. And or you can use your fingers. So sunning, what it will do is it actually allows light. The eyes are the only part of the body where light can get in to our body. So wearing sunglasses is actually cutting out the benefits of the sun light getting in, and it activates the pineal gland. So exactly what Nick was saying. So I just do it in the mornings, and it's really interesting because this morning I was going, what is going on? And I had to actually close my eyes and even put my fingers over my eyes, and then I just move my head gently so all of the eye gets it. But when I do it, I usually get colours coming through. Do you get colours, Nick?
Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah.
And it's really weird because some days I get that beautiful aqua blue, light blue,
yes,
purple, and then the green. And it's different. Some days it's different. Sometimes it's that magenta red. So, and I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but do it because it's so cool. And then what you do is I come inside and I find a full length mirror, and I actually talk with it. And I go, okay, now come through my whole body, and I watch this light go through my whole body, and I actually actively bring it into my pineal gland, and I give it gratitude. So this light activation is literally what it is. So yeah, so it's really brilliant to do. But yeah, this morning I was going, what is going on? So I'm going to actually ask Jasper if there is something different coming through. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to tune in. So he enhances like intuition, and when I've asked a question, what it is that comes in. This is interesting. So I was asking him, so why is it that this person was saying it would be the morning light? And he said it's there all the time, but first thing in the morning is when we're actually more open to this particular frequency. So it's not that the sun is stronger or there's this new frequency coming through from the great central sun. It's there at the moment the whole time. But you think about it, we come out of sleep, we're refreshed, we've released, we've rested, our energy field is usually clearer and we're more receptive to it. And he said that's why it's coming through as being a morning energy healing. So that's really worthwhile knowing. So, yeah, so maybe do some sunning and just see what happens for you all. It's really good for your eyesight as well. Just see if there's anything else you can show me. And he's showing me it is a frequency. It's definitely a frequency. Oh, and I'm already feeling it. It's so strong even when he's showing it to me, when I'm getting shown it. It's really strong. And this is interesting because as I was coming out of the dream this morning and knew I was in the light, it was almost like I was seeing like sacred geometry. So I feel that maybe we were all sitting within that energy when we were all together in the ethers. And then the sun it was like that sacred geometry coming through was really hitting that frequency. So that's what Jasper was saying. So, yeah. So, and Nick, any thoughts coming in for you?
Well, it just reminded me a few years back I was driving, and it was early in the morning, and I was heading right into the sun, and it was blinding. It was blinding. I almost had to pull over, and I came home that day and I said, did anyone else experience that today? Like, that was intense. I could not see. I couldn't look at it. And it was that point when I realized there's something more than it just being a sun. There's something about what I'm feeling, and I felt like I was coated in something, or my body I could feel it imbuing in me. And I didn't really understand it at the time, to be honest, but I certainly remembered when it happened. And ever since then, I get those, every now and then you get a surge. And sometimes you're aware of it, sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
We're still getting it in through our being, but it just helps the process. And I noticed in the comments, somebody said about it, I've tried to do it and it's not helping my eyesight. Well, it's clearly not helping mine either. I mainly use glasses for reading, but I'm letting that process go through the timing that it needs to be, because I think our whole bodies are readjusting to this energy, and trying to put requirements on what you want changed right now or whatever it will actually help, will not help the situation. So it's just like, it's obviously got more important things to do for me right now. And I'll just be sitting with that. And yeah, I'd like to see my eyes improve as well, like many other aspects of it. But it will over time. I know that that's going to be the case. We're just learning. We're just learning how to utilize this energy and this frequency through the light.
Oh, I agree with you. So, it's interesting though, because Lady Hawk was asking, are we talking about the sun or the universe's central sun energy? To me, the sun is like a portal for this frequency to come through from the great central sun. That's my perspective of it. That's how I see it. So if you've got another way of seeing things, that's fine. That's no problem. But this is how I describe it. So we all have our own way of seeing in our own mind how things work. So that's how I say it. So the great central sun is the frequency that's coming through that portal of the sun, our sun that we see in our sky. So, but just, it's okay if you've got your own belief system around that. But no one's right or wrong. It's completely our own experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, so.
Angel Laurie saying, I do early morning and at sunset, look into the sun and I connect. I'm a fire being.
That's it, and you just know what your soul yearns for or what your body needs at some level, and then just being open and accepting, as Nick was saying, and just allowing and surrendering to it, because we don't know exactly what's going on that beautiful, deep level.
Yeah, I call the afternoon shiny time. I love it.
That's true. So, and it's not going to be for everyone. So do you want to read Maple Tree?
I did that many times and nothing was good from it. They say it heals your eyesight, but I didn't find it better.
And that's okay too. Like I said, everyone has their own experience with it. So, And that's what life's about. We get to play and we get to experience different things, and some things work for us. I mean, I'm an absolute water baby, and yet I still know that sun for me, it really helps me. So we're all different. Thank goodness, or it would be a very boring world that we lived in. So yeah. So do you want to read Marie's?
Sun bright white. Put my face to it, close my eyes and let go. Understand it helps open the third eye.
And you can feel it. I have the intention of it, and I see it and feel it going through into my third eye as well, and then I just let it go wherever it needs to go. It's just amazing where it will go to in the body when you just allow it. So yeah. So oh, here we go. This is interesting.
I do it also in the morning, close my eyes to the sun. I've cleared up colds and coughs doing that. Yeah.
And that's it. And that's what I was saying. I've felt my body, if I've had an ache or a pain or something in my body, it's almost like it dissipates. It's magical. So it's almost like a subatomic frequency that gets right in deep into the cell and does some clearing or whatever it does. To me, I just love it. It's magical. So
and that's why people go on holidays to places where there's sun and water, because that's what it's doing for us. It's healing us.
I've always said I'm solar powered. I know it. I know how much better I feel when I've had sun. So
Angel Laurie says there, I only bathe in golden light early morning and at sunset later on in the day. When the light is white, it feels like false light to me.
It's interesting because I saw it as orange this morning. When it was first rising, I went, that's really orange, which was interesting. So, but then when I was doing my sun gazing a bit later on, just afterwards, it was white. It had gone back to that white light. But the great central sun to me is the true frequency that comes through the portal. That's just how I perceive it. So, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Yes, maple tree. So, yeah, you put a prism into the sunlight and you get rainbow colours. Yeah, it breaks it down. And it was fascinating. I actually went in and researched this, and it shows the different nanometers or the different frequency of each light and why we see it in the way it is and how it's broken down. And it was really interesting. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the sun is a portal, Angel Laurie. I believe it's a portal as well. So, okay, where are we up to? Let's have a look. And this is a really important point.
Yes, but are you guys setting your intention for healing of eyesight when you are looking at the sun?
Yeah. So what's the intention? My intention is always to have more clarity. So allowing my eyes, because I had eye operations when I was 18. I had retinal detachments in both eyes. They don't know what caused it. I sort of do at some level. But that made me very short-sighted, and I lost some eyesight in my left eye. And so I remember thinking, so I had to wear glasses and contact lenses. And anyway, it got to a point where I tried to have the laser surgery, and I just got told, we're not touching your eyes with a barge pole. We've never seen a situation like this. And I had to have scleral buckles on my eyes as well. So I just said to God, and a friend of mine wanted to get laser surgery done, and I'd saved up for it. So I gave her the money. I mean, I can't have it done, but you can. And it was really interesting, because then what happened, it was probably only about 8-9 years ago, 10 years ago actually. They had these new lenses, intraocular lenses, because I was getting cataracts because of my actual surgery that I'd had on my eyes when I was 18. And they had these new lenses, and I'd said to God, okay, all I want to do is wake up in the morning and not have to reach for glasses and be able to see, just so I don't stagger around trying to find my glasses. And I just surrendered to it, because I thought, that's never going to happen for me. It's okay. I'm blessed. I can still see, at least when I do have glasses on or contacts in. And then when they did my surgery, it's amazing. I actually have now got probably better vision than most people my age, because they could correct it. He only gave me a little bit of vision in this eye because he was worried. He said, you're so unusual. But then what's happened is my brain, I can now still see right out there with this eye, and I'm not meant to be able to. I'm only meant to be able to see to my computer. My brain has changed it, so I can actually still see a tree clearly. And it's incredible. And he just looks at me now and shakes his head when I come in to see him. And he did it all for me free. It was amazing how it all got put by the universe. So I actually haven't paid for one thing, even the laser I've had to have to get something off my eye later. So this is how amazing and the universe of God is, basically. It was like, here you go, Marie. This is what you've asked for. And I never, ever thought I'd had it. So surrendering to something is often the greatest thing we can do to help create what it is we want. Yeah. So, yeah, so that was just with my eyesight. So that's why, for me, I'm so grateful now when I do my sunning and everything, because I could have been blind when I was 18. So... okay, so where are we up to? So we did that one. Is there anything else on here that you've noticed that...
yeah, Angel Laurie's got an interesting question for Jasper there.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay.
Oh, ladies, could you ask Jasper about a planetary-sized fiery phoenix that I'm seeing in my hypnotic regressions? Who is this being? She glows like the sun.
Wow. So, Angel Laurie, first things first, I'm not going to do anything until I get you. I want you to give us your interpretation of it. What's your gut feeling with it? What's your intuition with it? So you pop that up, and we'll see what you say. Okay, and then we can have a look into it for you. But I won't do it unless people have a look themselves or give up at least an idea. Even if you think you're completely wrong, you're never really wrong. So yeah, so I'll get you to put something up before I do that. So, okay. So I think while we're waiting for Angel Laurie to pop something up there, because Angel Laurie, you're very clever, and I know you know what's going on. I'm just going to pull a card for everyone. So everyone watching or everyone that watches later, I'm going to do an animal magic card so that we just can... oh, that one fell out. Well, isn't this interesting? It just completely jumped out, threw itself out, and it's our beautiful gargoyle. I don't know if, Nick, have you ever connected in with gargoyles?
I love the gargoyles. I was obsessed with them in Europe and standing and looking at them, and I wanted to get really close to them.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this one is overlooking, this beautiful city. But the gargoyle is our protector. It's actually the protector of the underground. So to me, I love them as well. And I've actually often called on them to help protect me if I'm feeling a little bit nervous about things, or if I'm going away, I just say, okay, God, I'm just going to bring through gargoyles, and they can mind the house for you. They can give you a warning if something's going on. So obviously, for gargoyle doesn't come up very often, I have to say. So for it to jump out like that, it's maybe just saying, if you're feeling a little bit vulnerable or whatever, bring the gargoyle through and I would do a gargoyle meditation. So drop into your heart, open your heart, bring your divine being through, bring God through, whatever, and then ask the gargoyles to come through. They showed me where they lived in Middle Earth, or in and they come across as looking dark, but they said the dark attracts the light. And when they showed me where they lived, it was underground, but then they said, have a look up there. And I looked up these stairs, and the light was so blinding that was coming in through the room that I couldn't even look at it. It was crazy. And they said, that's what's within us. And they're just so full of love. So it's up to you guys. But if you feel like you'd want to connect in with the gargoyle, then that's actually, there's a reason for it this week. So what are you getting from it, Nick? Anything? Is anyone else? Anyone in the chat can also say if something's standing out for them.
I do love how Angel Laurie said there that she has a protector gargoyle, and she's got a photo of him on the security.
Wow. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Yeah. And they got given a bad rap for a very long time. So, but honestly, when you really tune into them, to me, they're very beautiful beings. So there you go. Oh, Angel Laurie. Okay, so she's put down. This is coming from the regression that she's been doing.
Yeah, the phoenix is like the Holy Spirit. She guards over mankind because she protects the earth.
Intuitively, what I got straight away is that beautiful feminine angelic presence, massive energy. Yes, and so that was what I got intuitively as well. So and it was really interesting. Once I was doing a meditation, and I just went deeper and deeper, and I was sort of looking at the earth, and I was feeling the energy around you know, around everything. And it was, what came through was Lady Nada, and it was this feminine presence, and it was so powerful but so gentle. I almost wept. It was just like, oh, we're being looked after. It was this sense of safety and this sense of purity, and it was just amazing. And I only had it a couple of times. I was in a very deep meditation, and it was just like, wow. So yeah, so you know, it could be a very similar aspect as well. So what are you getting, Nick? Anything from
Well,
you?
you said that about Lady Nada. I mean, I used to use that Aura Soma a lot and just surround myself, and that feeling I got. I would go into crowds in cities not feeling 100%, you know, having a bit of a low point in my life or something, and I would know I'd have to deal with it. And just having that energy around me, I felt invincible. You know, that big, beautiful bubble of pinkness around me was really protecting me. And I was like, I was marching on, going, I'm okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, Angel Laurie has said, yes, Marie, it's overwhelming. It does make you weep from the love. And it does. And to me, it's that Ain Soph, it's that real deep feminine presence and the stillness that comes with it. It's just indescribable. I've actually wept when that's come through me and through my heart. And you just know we're so loved, we are so protected, we are so cared for. And it's almost like an unconditional love that you just really don't feel very often. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to say. I don't feel Jasper needs. I don't feel you need enhancement with that, and I think just really enjoy that feeling and knowing. And it's interesting, you know, that your dream Angel Laurie had the green amoeba, which is the heart and the healing as well. So you know, there's a bit of a tie-in going on here. So wow, well we're finished, guys. Goodness me. So Nick, thank you so much for joining us again with your beautiful words of wisdom and your experiences. And thanks, guys, for sharing. So we got any ideas for next week? Is there anything we want to? I'd love us to just keep having that intention of meeting in the ethers. I just think that's so much fun.
Yeah.
So
and I expect to see synchronicities for sure coming up more and more.
Yeah, watch out for synchronicities during the day and ask for them. And they're the sorts of things that are really beautiful to share because they can trigger something else in each of us as well. So that'd be awesome. So, all right. So it's goodbye from Jasper and Marie.
Thanks, everybody, for contributing. It's wonderful. We do it together.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Nick. All right. See you guys. See you next time. Bye.